Hi everyone, I'm Emily and today we have a yin yoga practice for lower back pain. So grab a pillow or a folded blanket and come onto your mat and we'll get started. We're going to begin in extended child's pose. So come down onto your knees with your legs as wide as your yoga mat. You can rest your head on your pillow or your towel or blanket with your arms extended out in front of you. Make sure you're comfortable in this pose. If you're having trouble getting your butt down to your heels, you can also place a pillow between your legs or on your heels. And we're going to be holding these poses for probably about 3 minutes each today. This is yin yoga. So the goal of yin yoga is to really get into the deeper connective tissues. Yin yoga has a lot of restorative properties to it. And it's different from restorative yoga because in a way we're still working on the body. We're not completely relaxed. We want to still feel tension, like a really deep stretch. But it's not quick like yang yoga, like hatha, vinyasa. These practices all work on the muscles and the blood, whereas to contrast, yin practice works on the deeper tissues and the ligaments. So as you're in your poses, try to stay still, only moving to go a little deeper into the pose. Really feel your breath. Allow your body to sink deeper with every exhalation. Try to release any tension that you're holding in any part of the body. Allow yourself to relax. So you can slowly move up into a tabletop, and we're going to extend our left arm with our right arm on the ground, as if you're reaching out to shake somebody's hand. Then we'll thread the needle under our right arm. So our left arm is behind our right hand, and we can rest our left shoulder on the ground, on the mat. If this is too much of a deep stretch for you, you can bring the earth to you by placing your pillow underneath your left shoulder. And just allow your body to sink deep into the ground. Try to really focus on your breathing. Focus on the sensations in your body. What can you notice? What do you feel? What is causing you problems? This twist in the spine. helps to elongate and put less stress on the lower back. And by stretching the spine, we're creating less tension in the area that is causing us problems. So inhale to slowly come back up into your tabletop and move gently. Repeating the motion on the other side, lifting your right arm straight out as if you're reaching to shake someone's hand, and then gliding your right arm underneath of you, behind your left hand. You can press away into the ground with your left hand to deepen the stretch. But try to not cause any unnecessary tension in the back. So while you're twisting, try to really breathe into it. And again, the option is always there to place a pillow or a folded blanket under your right shoulder. And try to take notice of what side is tighter, what side is more flexible. And maybe we can just bring that knowledge into the way we carry ourselves and how we move throughout the day. Again, you're breathing into this twist, but releasing any tension that you might feel in the back. Take a few more breaths here. And inhale to come back up into your tabletop. And maybe just wiggle your hips from side to side and just slowly move if that's available for you. If not, we will walk our hands out a little bit in front of us to have a deeper tabletop, a wider table. We're moving into a puppy posture. So your hips, your knees are still as wide as your hips. Your arms are as wide as your shoulders. And we're going to send our hips back and our heart and head to the earth. You want to create space so that your hips or your knees are still under your hips. And it should feel like a deep stretch in your shoulders and your upper back. You can place your forehead on the ground and you're sending your heart to the earth by pressing your chest to the ground. Again, we're going to hold here for a while. So find whatever position feels comfortable for you. Remember, you can always use your prop, your pillow, or your blanket. Wherever it feels good, you can place it under your belly. You can place it under your head or under your chest. We're breathing deep into this pose. This is a great stretch for the back, to open the heart, open the shoulders. Release any tension that you might be holding in your face too. Relax your jaw. Relax your muscles in your forehead. Breathe gently. If you can, try to deepen the stretch a little more. And we'll just take a few more breaths in this pose. And inhale to press yourself back up. And we're going to actually send our weight forward to come into a Sphinx pose. So you're on your belly, legs are straight out behind you, your shoulders are stacked above your elbows, and your arms are parallel. You're pressing away from the earth to create a stretch and a mini back bend in your lower back. This is a gentle stretch. If it's causing too much tension in your lower back, you can place the pillow underneath of your hips, under your pelvis, to just bring the earth a little bit closer to you and lessen that back bend. If you want a deeper stretch, you can place the pillow underneath of your forearms to increase your back bend. Now we'll just stay here. Try to relax all of the muscles in your legs, all of the muscles in your back, and just send breath to your lower back. Feel the stretch as it does its work on your lower back. So we can actually stay in these postures for as long as 5 minutes. So if something is feeling really good for your back, for the pain that you have, feel free to pause the video and to stay or return to a posture. It's about finding what works for you and how your body reacts to the different movements. A good time to also practice yin yoga is after traveling for a long period of time, feeling the need to ground back down, maybe for a woman when she's on her period. So these are all times that you can also return to this practice. Before bed in the evening, it's a great way to cool down the body, to calm the mind, to relax the emotions inside of us. Take a few more breaths in your Sphinx, and we will just stay in the same position, but deepen the stretch by lifting our elbows off of the ground into a seal posture. So again, if this is too much of a back bend for you, you can lift the ground to you by placing a pillow underneath of your pelvis. You're still getting the effects of this different stretch. So your spine is a little more bent. Your hands are as wide as your shoulders. Your legs are as wide as your hips. We're relaxing our muscles in our legs, so we're really just supporting ourselves with our upper body. This might require a little more concentration as we're using our arms to hold us up. But just try to relax and close your eyes. Feel the ground supporting you. Don't panic if you feel yourself falling. You can always come back to the posture. In Yin Yoga, we are stressing the fascia. So sometimes when we feel pain in our lower back or in any parts of our body, it has nothing to do with the muscles. It could have as little to do as the fascia, which is the connective tissue, like I've said before. And we can't really effectively reach these tissues in the everyday yoga practice. We have to spend more time in the poses to really get to these deeper tissues. So sometimes if you're stretching and you're only holding a pose for 1 minute, you might not even be getting the full effects of your stretch. So that's why we practice these deeper postures, these longer postures. Of course, we don't want to feel pain. So even though we might not think we have the time, it's always worth it to create the space and the time for your body, because otherwise you could be living with a lot of pain. So take a few more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, you can just make your way to your back. So maybe you just release your arms and gently roll onto your back. Let's start by hugging both knees into our chest. Maybe you create a little movement and massage your lower back after that back bend. Or you can just stay still and hug your knees to your chest. And then we'll release our right leg down to the floor, pulling our left knee into our chest. Then grab your knee with your right arm to bring it over to the right side. You can extend your left arm out to the left side, and you can try to reach your left knee down to the right side. You can press into your left leg with your right hand to create a deeper stretch, and you can look over your left shoulder. Allow yourself to sink into the earth. Just breathing into this supine twist. Surrender your body to the earth. And remember that twisting has such good benefits to the strength and the flexibility of your back. So you can slowly, on your inhale, bring your knee back to your center and bring your right leg in and extend your left leg out, repeating the movement on the opposite side. So you'll slowly bring your right leg down to your left side with your left hand, extending your right arm out next to you. And you can look over your right shoulder and use your left arm to gently guide your right knee down to the ground. Try to keep your right shoulder planted on the earth. Breathing into your lower back, into your spine, acknowledging the difference in both sides, feeling the support of the earth underneath of you, just benefiting from these last few poses. After this, we'll move into Shavasana, so just really soak up these last few minutes of your practice. And on your next inhale, you can bring your knee back to the center to extend both legs out in front of you. You can send your legs as wide as your yoga mat. Bring your arms down by your sides with your palms facing the sky. Maybe you snuggle your shoulder blades under your back. Relax the facial muscles. Relax any final tension you might feel in the body. We'll just be here for a small moment. Try to erase any thoughts from your mind. Just fully surrender. Breathing into your body, sending breath to every inch of your muscles and your fascia. Now you can slowly wiggle your fingertips and your toes to wake the body back up. Keeping your eyes shut, you can roll over to your left or right side, coming into a ball and using your bottom arm to lay on it like a pillow. And use your top arm to press you up into your seated position. We'll just keep our eyes shut for a few more moments to acknowledge the sensations in the body after the practice. And just know that yoga is always here for you as a tool when you're feeling tight or stiff or pain. You can come back to these movements to release the stress inside of the body. Now you can slowly bat your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that these postures helped your pain, and if it worked, please let me know in the comments below. If you liked the class, please feel free to share it, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.